Hello, and welcome to another edition of Ask the Professor, a crowd-supported, crowd-driven feature where we respond to your questions on economics, political philosophy, history, culture, international affairs, all those things that matter to us in our life together as citizens. And today's question comes from Len, who says he finds it puzzling that in spite of our massive debt, our economy seems to be doing well. He asks in some dismay, did Greece have the right strategy all along? No, Greece did not have the right strategy all along, and thank goodness our economy is not performing like theirs. But there are several reasons why our high levels of indebtedness have not yet caused a crisis. And the first of these is that we have a very productive economy. There is, as Adam Smith said, a lot of ruin in a nation. And having gotten off a catastrophic deficit and debt path in the mid-1990s, we only went back onto it really about 10 years later, especially at the national level, and these things take a while to happen. As the late economist Rudi Dornbush once put it, in economics, things take longer to happen than you thought possible, and then they happen faster than you thought they could. Before I get to these chickens suddenly coming home to roost, there is another factor. It's not exactly how you'd like it to work, but the truth of it is, our economy is a good place to invest by comparison with most of the world. Recently, Margaret Coppola, in her book, The Dog Bone Portfolio, she was talking about currencies, and she said in some ways the US dollar was the best looking horse in the glue factory. That's not an award you want to win, but if you had a lot of money to invest, and you were looking for political stability, relatively sane economic policy, productive workforce, open markets, a kind of historically demonstrated barrier against extreme insanity in public affairs, where would you be investing? China? Russia? South Africa? These supposed emerging giants. Maybe India wouldn't be a bad bet. I wouldn't go for Brazil. I mean, there are so many places you wouldn't dare put your money. The United States is attractive, but there's a lot of investment there and some uncertainty too. So I think another reason that we're doing fairly well is that we are, by comparison, a good place to invest. That doesn't mean we should be complacent, though, because our deficits are large, our debts are growing, and by and large, there's no plan to deal with it other than subterfuge. Quebec actually hasn't done badly, but in Ontario, they're going to balance the budget in time for an election year by putting tens of billions of borrowing off onto the energy agencies, which are already disastrously in debt, in a province that carries the largest subnational debt in the world. That is, again, not an award you want to win. The federal government, again, we're not where we were around 1990 to 1992, but we have a regime that is committed to spending that cannot tell a good spending program from a bad spending program. And the proof of this, that nothing strikes them as a bad spending program. And they're running deficits bigger than they thought, and they're planning to run deficits into, the 2040s? And obviously, nobody knows what's going to happen that far out. But you look at massively indebted economies, for a while they do get away with it, longer than you think they're going to, and then it all comes tumbling down very suddenly. And that's why it's extremely important that we get a handle on this problem while the crisis still remains theoretical. And I'll just mention, particularly if you live in or around Alberta, that the Economic Education Association of Alberta will be holding a conference that I'll be part of this March 2nd and 3rd, where we will be talking about problems of debts and deficit and what can be done about them at the federal, provincial, and often neglected municipal level. So get in touch with me or get in touch with the Economic Education Association. The website's freedomtalk.ca, and we hope we'll see you there if you can make it. But please, whoever you are, wherever you are, do not become complacent about debts and deficits and think it's okay to be like Greece. It's not okay for Greece to be like Greece. It wouldn't be okay, fiscally speaking, for Canada either. Thanks for watching. If you have a question for Ask the Professor, this URL will tell you how to submit it. If you're enjoying my work, please make a contribution. This little button will show you how. You go to my website, johnrobson.ca, click the Yes, I'll Help button, because all my work is sustained by contributions from viewers like you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.